Beware, be prepared for very offensive language and adult themes from the start and throughout. A good thing, but what a weekend it's been again in a Celebrity Big Brother house. Quite eventful, I think you'll agree. Very eventful. We had one new housemate in, an original housemate evicted, and Alexander O'Neill decided that he'd had enough and walked. So if you'd like to hear the full and frank reason behind his departure, then make sure you're watching later on, because we'll be bringing you an exclusive interview with the man himself. So, as I said, eventful weekend, so there's loads to talk about tonight, so let's get on with it and meet the panel. Our first guest is a box veteran with a wicked tongue and a suave sense of style. He calls me Pixie, and I call him the one and only John McCririck. That loves being booed quite as much as John.
And who deserves it.
No, you don't, John.
It's awful the applause all the time for these egomaniacs. Honestly, say what you really think and boo me.
Our next guest is a writer, funny man, and hopefully all we need to get out of this Blue Monday funk. I'd never heard of Blue Monday until today, so please give it up for the wonderful James Farmer. Our final guest is back in Boreham Wood after being the first official evictee, and if I'm honest, I think she had a very lucky escape. Here to dish the dirt on the other housemates, it's the lovely Chloe Goodman. So, now, I don't want to speak too soon, but a slightly happier house. Yay! It's a nice show. I was so relieved to watch it and not just be anxious and watching like this and going, oh no, what's going to happen next? There was even a suggested truce between Nadia and Katie Hopkins. Chloe?
Yes.
Will it last?
No.
Oh.
I'll give it to
the
you,
harmony
Frank.
or the truce?
Do you know what? I think they're just doing it for the sake of the house at the minute, but they're completely chalk and cheese. It's not going to last, especially in an environment like that. Little things are magnified, and it won't. Of course, it's not going to last. They've got another 3 weeks in there, something like that.
3 weeks?
Is it not? No, shorter than that.
No. Surely we can't go on for another 3 weeks.
Do you know what? I don't even know what day it is today, Emma.
Neither do I. James, whose side would you be on in there, Nadia or Katie Hopkins?
You know what? I never thought these words would come out of my mouth, but I think I'm Team Katie.
Yes.
I've got to say it.
Yes. Good man.
I know. It's not I didn't think it. Like when she came into the house, I think we all thought she was immediately going to drop kick a fat unemployed ginger bloke straight away. But she's actually been quite nice. She seems to be apart from slowly morphing into the identical twin of Lauren Harries, she's actually seems like quite a nice person.
We have been treated to seeing the nice side of Katie Hopkins, I think. I have to keep saying Hopkins because now, of course, we've got 2 Katies in there, so it could get a bit confusing. John, as I said, a slightly happier house that we've seen this evening. Are you liking that?
No. You are, clearly you are the Big Brother historian. You know all
so
the past.
You.
No, not like you. This has been the dullest, poorest episode I think we've ever had. It is. Listen. No, wait.
He said episode, not series, by the way. He said episode, not series.
We've got 2.8 million viewers who are watching Big Brother. They're not watching it to see them all being happy or playing silly games. We're there for them to get at each other's throats. Now, Bruv's done this because he's given them the easy task so they get the food budget all good for this week, which is wrong. You should have a starvation thing to make them suffer. But Bruv's had to have one episode where nothing goes wrong. You couldn't have the arguments, the fights all the time. That's why it's been so dull and so boring. They're being nice to each other, all
Oh,
phony
but we
and
need a
everything.
bit of nice in
But
this
they
world,
don't. 2.8 million are not watching Bruv to see them all being nice to each other, are they?
You are a portion of that 2.8 million. Were you relieved to see a little bit of niceness tonight?
I needed one day, at least just one.
I know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just so draining.
ridiculous.
Yeah, one, you're right. One effort. That's no more. No
I think
more.
it's starting to get a little bit disturbing seeing people at each other all the time. Like, after you watch an episode, it's like you just feel drained. Like, you just feel like,
do, don't you?
oh my gosh, like, what's going on with
And
the
also,
world?
because it's on just before you go to bed, you go to bed all stressed.
So did I.
Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah.
That's just us watching an hour a night.
I know.
What's it like living in there 24/7?
It's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. It's I can't even put it into words. I've said it so many times that you have to really go in there and do it. And I think it's probably the hardest Big Brother there's been because of your brilliant signing, Perez. Thanks for that.
Well, speaking for John there, I'm sure John is loving the fact he's in there because of all the stress that's been going on.
Yeah.
John seems to like that.
No, but Chloe's in my club, first out. I was twice first out in the two Big Brothers I was in.
I was
First
nominated
out.
from day
Doesn't
one.
matter. It's an honour to be first out. Sally Burko, ridiculous, was first out. They should never have made you first out. Me, they
Aw,
should never
thanks,
have had me
John.
in the first place.
Oh,
but,
yes.
No, but the whole thing is...
You were that good, we wanted you twice.
Well, I don't know. Oh, I do it more than twice, Pixie.
Now, as we know, there will be no eviction again tomorrow night, but the nomination results were revealed to the House. The eviction has been cancelled, but the housemates don't know that, obviously. Alicia took the news particularly badly. Why do you think that is, Chloe?
If I'm honest, obviously people have seen different sides to the house because it's only an hour's episode.
Yeah.
Alicia's actually been that strong-minded since day one. She's never been singled out or bullied, and you'll notice in tonight's episode she actually confronts Callum, doesn't she? And
She has. We've seen her
Yeah.
stand up to quite a few people.
that's been the Alicia I've known since day one.
Yeah.
Most of the arguments caused, were rallied up. When Cammie's lost it, it's been going on for a good, few hours before she's lost her temper. And I don't agree with the fact that there's been statements saying that Alicia's been bullied because she hasn't. I don't think anyone in the house would even accept that kind of behaviour. I mean, look at the people that have been removed from the house.
Well, Alicia hasn't said that either herself.
No.
Not that I know of. So,
No.
we've just lost a tile. But why has she taken being nominated so badly?
Well, I guess
Everyone
because
seems to take it so badly, but that is the show.
It's the show, but when you look how I took Patsy saving Perez.
Oh, no,
I went
I know.
mad,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
in the house, it's not just a show to us. We're living there. It's our sort of home life for the time being, and we do make real friendships and we do make real loyalties with people that we think are genuine. So Alicia's probably going around talking to all these people, and like she said in the diary room, she feels that people are being two-faced, but what she doesn't understand is people are going to be polite for the sake of the house, but it doesn't mean that they particularly, like you, and it gets to the point where you've got to start nominating someone eventually.
Is she quite sensitive? She's
Yeah.
a sensitive soul?
Yeah, she's very sensitive.
OK, let's move on to Perez, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling there's going to be some very strong opinions tonight. Perez said tonight that he thinks the other housemates are jealous of him. James, is he right?
Oh, I love him. He is like, well, not as a person, he's terrible, but like, I love that he's there. Like, I want to be a bit careful about what I say about Perez because I don't want him to vanquish me. But he's like, I just love hating him. He's just one of the most wonderful people to have in the house. He's just so annoying. Like, so annoying. I feel like he's sort of the human equivalent of standing on a plug. Do you know what I mean? Just ruins the rest of your day when he's
or
there.
a really small, sharp toy.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
Really
and then you're done.
hurts.
And you're done. But I love watching him. But he's sort of, I think for me, it was the moment that he annoyed Cheggers. Like, if you annoy Keith Chegwin, you're annoying. Like, that is a level. I didn't think Keith Chegwin could get annoyed. I didn't think that was a thing.
Keith said before he went into the house, he has never been unhappy. Every day he's just happy.
Enter
and
Perez.
that he would be in the house. And we've seen him unhappy. That's quite a statement. Chloe, can he make amends, do you think?
No.
It seems like, it does seem like the past couple of days, he's been down a notch from what he has been.
And you know why that is, don't
coincidentally,
you?
that's since we heard that crowd on
Yeah.
Friday night. But can he
Perez-
pull it back, do you think?
What were the crowd chanting? Were they chanting? What were they?
I don't know.
Yeah, hold on, could we...
Sure.
Could I ask Chloe to stand up? Could you stand up,
Yeah, of course
Chloe?
I can, John. Be my pleasure.
Well, yeah, pull the skirt down there.
It's a dress,
look,
John.
She's in Get Perez Out. Now, let's make a plea to the nation. He is the most vile human being. He's a liar. He's made his living out of slanging people off on his blog.
Slagging.
He blubs. He acts it all up. He's desperate to win. We have got to keep him in. Hateful as he is. For goodness sake, the British public, don't be stupid. Voting Perez out will take the life out of the House. You see,
I don't think it will.
Chloe's gone
why?
native. She's
Do you know
gone
why I
native for
disagree
those
with
of
you,
people in the
John?
House. Think of the 2.8 million people who are watching this
Listen.
revolting Perez, disgusting object as he is. So, for goodness sake, get that off.
No.
Chloe,
And I'll tell you
very
why.
quickly, have your reply very quickly.
I'll tell you why. If Perez leaves, it means it gives other people an opportunity to actually come out of his shadow. And I guarantee you, when he does leave, more people become more confident. There will still be conflicts because
They'll all
it's
be
that house,
nice
you know?
to each
They
other.
won't be, John. I've been in that house. I've been in that house.
Will it be as full on if Perez
There
leaves,
will
or
be
do you think?
different
Yeah, but will it
arguments.
calm down a little bit, but still be?
Yeah, of course
I
it
think
full
when he
of
does,
life?
if Perez does leave, it will calm down for maybe 1 or 2 days, and then it will start kicking off again between different people. There's too many egos in that house. There's too many confident, outspoken people for it to just be relaxed.
Yeah, but Kavanagh's not going to dance naked in a leopard thong.
Oh, hold
not gonna
on.
happen.
End of tonight's show. Cav's coming into his own. Do we not think?
He does.
Do we not think? He
Well,
speaks
it's about time, because of all the fading pop stars in the 80s and the 90s, how did Bruv pick him out? Of all the ones he's
John.
had,
He's a really
why are they
nice
getting out?
guy.
I'm sure he is, but
And
he's
do you know what?
yawn.
How he is tonight was how he was with me from day one. He spoke his mind. And I'm quite shocked that he didn't get as much airtime as he has tonight.
Well, he
Well,
doesn't
there's been a lot of
deserve
other
it.
stuff going
He
on.
does
I suppose.
deserve it, John,
We've
come on.
really ran over in this chat. So, in tonight's show, we saw Katie Price fake tanning her housemates. I can't believe she's gone from that to that seamless link. There were some concerns that the application might have been a little generous. Would you like to check this morning's results? Yeah. Here we go.
This tan makes me look ridiculous.
It's not bad, babe.
I look like an Oompa Loompa.
Slightly.
I'm like a shade of a Dorito.
Oh. No, if I'm honest with you, it's not as bad as you think it is.
For to me, I feel like, oh no, I look like I aged like 20 years.
All part of Katie's master plan.
Now, coincidentally, I heard that one of our audience actually had a pricey tan recently, but I haven't been able to work out which one it was. Still to come, our exclusive interview with Alexander O'Neill, plus all your latest news. See you very soon. Welcome back to Big on the Side, and you are just in time to see our box cadets pledge allegiance to the show. Go!
I promise that I will have strong opinions. I promise to follow the orders of Emma Willis. I promise to be brutally honest and cutting, and to be the best box cadet I can
I
be.
can possibly be.
Almost. Got there in the end.
John, wrong finger.
Is it pinky?
But very good, at ease. It's time for the news.
If I gave any other sign, you would be worried.
It's Monday, the 19th of January, and day 13 in the Celebrity Big Brother house, and these are your top stories. I thought there was a break then. At 11:20 this morning, Michelle and Katie Hopkins got very upfront and personal with Alicia in the bathroom.
You're tiny. Do yours hurt? Like they feel like they're stretched. They're like,
I was told that I'd have to downsize, but I said no. They said you can't keep these.
Why?
Too big.
Yeah, they're too big apparently.
Too big for what? You're not having any
For her
problems.
body.
Yeah, but she's not having
But
any
when I,
problems.
yeah, no, but speaking obviously bluntly as I would Alicia, when I look at Alicia I think, oh, they look so like tight. As in they're big for your body, because your body's
Yeah,
little.
that's what they say.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I see.
And I feel it.
It's just hard.
Like that. Really, that one's like rock hard. And that
It's
one's
called
too
capsular
big.
contraction. Oh, this one's good. I think they look good on your body.
And that one's like rock hard. You can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah.
can't you?
Oh, that's crazy.
I know.
What's this one
That
like?
one's solid. And that one's look, squidgy.
Squidgy.
Boing, 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 boing.
Are they
That one's
silicone?
like a boob. Is that's like a boob, isn't it?
Silicone?
Yeah.
Yours are softer.
Mine are like
Oh, yours are really soft. Yours are
good,
really
right?
good.
That's so hard.
I know.
You have to come to LA, darling. Come to LA.
It's just having little prods at each other, but it's bonding, isn't it? They are bonding finally. At 1:42. Oh, at 1:42 this afternoon, Alicia and Katie Price thought they were having a private conversation. Guess what? They weren't.
Callum's got a bit of sparkle in his eye.
Yeah, I've known Callum years.
No, he's still got a smile.
No. You plonker. Of course he hasn't. I might see later if he's got a sparkle for you.
No,
No, he don't.
he nominated me. He told me he nominated me.
Yeah, but you don't know his reason. You have to say
Yeah, I
something.
nominated him to start. We have a problem.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Keith was laughing because he was like, it's like I'm stalking him.
Awkward.
Oh, so there he is.
Awkward.
Oh, there you go. Was you listening?
Awkward.
Oh my God, tell the truth. Was you listening then?
Yeah.
I
was just saying, I was thinking that you were avoiding me. Every time I tried to talk to you.
No, babe, I'm not avoiding you.
I actually didn't know you
It's
were
only
sitting
awkward
there.
because, Alicia, it's only awkward because you asked me over and over, and now it's out, and like you're gonna single me out for whatever reasons, you know?
You know
I'm
what
not
I was
singling
actually
you
saying?
out.
I was just saying later for a laugh, I was going to say, oh, I'll see if I can do a little matchmaker up for you two then.
I'm not here for that.
Hashtag awkward. Sitting right there, hear what everyone's saying. At 2:45 this afternoon, the girls had a good old gossip about something close to their hearts. Sex.
I talk in Spanish when I have sex.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dude, I bet
ya?
you're loud.
I
You
am.
are a loud.
I bet you're a fire
screamer and that.
I'm a papi, yes.
I bet. I can imagine her being like really fucking noisy.
Screamer.
Yeah, I
Yeah. You can imagine, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Dirty bitch. You said last night you reckon you're 10 out of 10.
yeah, I am.
I think sex with everyone is completely different.
Don't get me wrong,
You could be really filthy with someone
Yeah.
and really plain and boring with someone else.
Yeah, I agree with that. His sex is a deal breaker. Honestly, it is. Because if you don't have good sex, you can't be with that person.
See, I don't agree. Because
But in relationship, I do
You can
like
teach.
feeling. You can teach, yeah. But I'm about feeling. If you've really got that feeling with someone, you can come in seconds.
I agree.
If you've got that feeling with someone, it's amazing.
I could just melt from a great makeout session. Kissing is everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes you're just hurting for a squirting. You need
Sometimes
to get it.
you are.
Just hurting for a squirting.
Is that an actual phrase? Or am I really old? Because I've not heard of that before. You're hurting for a squirtin'. That's the news. Fingers in ears. Today's running like clockwork. Now, today is Blue Monday, which is supposed to be the most depressing day of the year, and it's certainly living up to the name because it's cold, it's dark outside, everyone's skin and the Celebrity Big Brother house has been miserable. But it's not all doom and gloom. They have had some good times. I promise you, Chloe has told me. So let's cheer ourselves up and take a look at some of the fun that they have had.
Everything's all good.
That kissing you there, that was a really weird moment. I had to just say that. Katie has hidden talent.
used to go outside and pour chocolate milk all over myself.
Give her love, give her love, give her love.
Please, I smell, please don't.
Let's have some fucking fun.
Oh, they're great, aren't they?
Thank you.
It's like an animal farm over this side.
Our exclusive interview with Alexander O'Neill on his highs and lows in the Celebrity Big Brother house and find out which housemate he had this to say about.
She is a very, very kind woman, a very kind heart, and a sweet lady. And I got to know her on a whole nother level, and you guys don't.
Find out after the break. See you in a bit. Now, on Saturday night, Alexander O'Neill decided to leave the Celebrity Big Brother house. So earlier on today, I sat down with him for an exclusive interview to find out why. Here's what he had to say. It has been an extremely stressful series, probably more stressful than I think we've had in a number of years. Quite a few housemates have threatened to walk already, but you were the first one to actually kind of go, do you know what? Enough is enough. What made you get to that point, do you think?
I think that the main thing that made me make a decision to walk wasn't that I couldn't handle the house, but the stress had just begun to be unbearable, you know, and you know, I'm thinking that, you know, Perez and I, it doesn't look like this problem is gonna go away, so it's gonna get more stressful. And, you know, I did it for myself, but I also did it for my housemates because, you know, I wanted them to have a good experience in the Big Brother house, and I don't see where one person or two people should stop, you know, their experience and from being a positive one. And basically I thought about it and I went like, you know, this problem is not going to go away now. Everybody's involved now. Everybody's on sides. Everybody's here and everybody's there. So, you know, I thought that if I left, it'll be good for me and good for my housemates.
It is a shame, though, Alexander, I think, that you left because you were a very loved housemate. You know, that all of the housemates. I know there was obviously problems with Perez, but aside from Perez, everybody really liked you. Everybody really respected you, and I think that was very apparent when, you know, your argument with Perez came to a head. Everybody sided with you.
You know, Perez is going to be Perez, and he's going to do what he do, regardless to what. And you know, you just have to, when you're around him, you just have to kind of keep your guards up because you never know when you're going to be sucked into his drama. So, I mean, there has to be some good parts, some good sides about Perez somewhere. And, you know, I've experienced a few good moments with him.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, you're not going to stop him from being himself. He's going to be Perez, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
But I think the person in the house that I respected the most and the person in the house that I had most love for would definitely be Katie, you know.
She was very upset
Katie
when you left.
And the amazing thing about it is that I kind of knew that maybe she would take that stance, you know, because you know, her and I had come so far. And for a lot of people out there, they don't even know Katie.
No.
Because she gets so cocooned into her profession until sometimes you feel like you can't get out.
Yeah.
But she is a very, very kind woman, a very kind heart, and a sweet lady. And I got to know her on a whole nother level, and and you guys don't.
Absolutely. I think especially the last few days as well, she's shown a very different side to the public here who only know her in one way. And she's letting us see that soft side to her that we wouldn't necessarily have seen outside of the house. So on Friday, Katie Price entered the house.
Yes.
Do you think that has changed anything in there?
Oh, definitely. It changed everything from the time they came into visual. From the time she came, you could see her.
Yeah.
And you could see it in the faces of my housemates. They were, the women especially, they were like, oh my God, Katie Price, you know? And it was like that, so.
Has the mood changed since she's been there?
Yeah, it had. But it's changed, it appears that it's changed for several reasons. Because first of all, Katie's, she's lovely, and I'm feeling her. And at the same time, she came in there and held court quick, okay? I am the queen bee up in here. All of y'all better get to the side, and you can go to jail first, okay? And you can go help her out. And even with all of her fame and all of, notoriety, she is so down to earth. And what you see with Katie is what you get.
Yeah.
So I was really honored to be in her presence and be a part of, her. And
Who would be your winner? If you had to pick one, who would you like to see walk out the winner?
Who would be my winner? Well, there's a few of my housemates that really wants to win.
Okay.
If I had to pick a person that I'd like to see win, probably be Callum.
He I think was really devastated you left. Really,
Yeah,
really
well, we
sad
had,
to see you go.
we had a lot of private time together, and our relationship in 10 days grew.
So do you have any regrets?
I've had my moments. I've had my moments, shall I say, but my challenge wasn't with my housemates. My challenge was Alex versus Alex, and basically I always stayed the course and stay focused on my purpose and my motivation for being in the Big Brother house. Yeah.
And, it's such a shame that you left the house, but you did a great job while you were there, and you were such a lovely housemate, and everybody seemed to really enjoy having you there. Thank you for being one of our housemates, and thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a great experience.
So, Mr. Alexander O'Neill there. Chloe, did any of that come as a surprise to you?
Does any of that come as a surprise to me?
Yeah.
No, not really. I knew he was struggling. He mentioned on Friday's eviction, if I don't go tonight, I don't know if I can last till Tuesday. And so many of the reasons why I went up to the diary room was probably whenever they asked me, who do you want to go, it was always Alexander. He was really struggling. And Perez just never gave him a break.
John, now that Alexander's gone, do you think tensions will ease? Do you think that was maybe...
He was a peacemaker, but you have to remember, when anyone walks from the celebrity Big Brother house, Big Bruv wins. 5 people have walked since the programme started. The first to go was Germaine Greer in my year, 2005. And you know why Germaine Greer left? There she was, the arch-feminist, the female eunuch. She left because I was being bullied. That's why the great Germaine Greer walked from the house. A triumph for Bruv. It's mental.
But what about
Bruv
Alexander,
won.
John?
Well, Alexander's brought up in tough areas. He's fought in ghettos. He's fought in the streets. He's battled his way through life. Terrific character. And he couldn't hack it. Big Bruv beat him.
Or Perez. What did you think, James, about Alexander leaving?
I thought he was such a shame. He was such a
Wasn't
nice
it?
guy, and also now he's gone, I think there's like a real worry, and I was real worried that Perez won't fear for his life, and I feel like Perez should.
Yeah.
Or who's going to take up that mantle? Someone's got to make Perez fear for his life. If it's not going to be Alexander, who?
What were your thoughts over the weekend when you heard that Alexander had left?
It was really, really sad because as a long-term Big Brother fan, not seeing him say goodbye in the diary room and the fact that he just left, it felt extremely solemn.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of gave us the gravity of the situation. And there was a man broken. And, you know, Perez did that.
Yeah. I think he walked out, he may have walked out, but he walked out with his head held high. He didn't, you know, I think we were all quite aware that Perez was really getting to him for one reason or another.
He sussed out the situation and he took the right decision. If he had stayed longer, something could have gone wrong. And he could see it was coming. And I think it was the best decision he did for his dignity and for his housemate. And I think it was, as sad as it is, but it was a good move, I think.
Okay, it is sad to see him go, but we have to talk about another part of the show tonight, just because, just a little bit of light, The honesty stick, I've got it. The actual one. It worked so well in tonight's show that we thought we'd have a little go with it ourselves. Anybody want to play? Good. Okay, John, I'm going to give it to you. So, it's going to go to the members of the... I don't know what I'm thinking doing this. So, you must... This is for you guys. You must answer the following questions as quickly as possible, but most importantly, you must be very honest. Remember, you can only speak when you're holding the stick. John, I'm directing that to you. You can only speak when you're holding the stick. Let's start with Chloe. Let's give it to Chloe first. Ladies,
Very sad,
over.
but she's in a
No,
great...
hand the stick to Chloe.
What?
Hand the stick to
Oh,
Chloe.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
I thought it was my great chance.
Chloe, would you rather be on the receiving end of Patsy's farts or Katie's tanning?
Katie's tanning.
James, next. Which side are you on? Hopkins or Hilton?
Hopkins,
Yes.
I've got to say.
Give that stick to John. He's gagging for
Go
it.
on.
John, who should regret entering the house, do you think?
I would have thought it'll be Katie Hopkins because she has been found out that she's not the horrible bitch that she makes out to be. The mask
I think she's done
has
herself
slipped.
favours.
Brothers won again, and she
No.
comes out as a nice person. And anyone who sleeps with men in fields is used to exposure, so she must be.
That's her current husband.
On a clear night, it could be a wonderful thing.
Have you
Chloe's
done it,
next.
Pixie?
John, pass.
Come on, John,
I'm not
hand it back
holding the
over.
stick.
Come on.
I am not holding the
Sharing
stick.
is caring.
Chloe.
Yes.
Have you ever had naughty thoughts about anyone in the house?
No, only naughty things about hitting Perez Hilton over the head with one of these, maybe.
With your snobby stick?
Yeah.
James, you've got a snog, marry, avoid on the way.
Oh, God.
Katie Hopkins, Cammy Lee and Alicia.
Can I avoid all of them?
No.
Not Cammy.
No, I would avoid Alicia, I would snog Cammy, and I would marry Katie Hopkins just so then, 2 years later, I can cheat on her with someone else in the field.
Give him a little tickle with it and then pass it on to John.
That's fair.
We do not condone hitting with a stick on this show. John, what would you fight harder for? Bananas or blueberries?
Oh, bananas.
Chloe,
Yes.
what do you think Cammy Lee, or what do you know Cammy Lee has tattooed on her
Do you know
bits?
what? I've seen many of her tattoos, but not the front one.
Oh, good. Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
James, who has a better singing voice, Price or Cav?
Oh, they've both done so much for music. I'd probably say Price, just because of the Eurovision quality. I think. Yeah.
Oh, I did love her talking about that the other night, though. I've got no regrets apart from Eurovision. I looked terrible, I sounded terrible. I love that she just throws her hands in the air. Thank you very much. I love that game. After the break, Julia James will be delving deeper into all of tonight's action. Plus, Chloe is going to be heading to the reality gallery. We'll see you very soon. Now, Patsy said tonight that the Big Brother house is the maddest place on planet Earth, and I think she might just change her mind when she comes face to face with this lot, because they are all... That wasn't planned at all. You were very good, though. On cue! It was amazing. Time now to head up to the reality gallery. Chloe's up there. Chloe, what's happening?
Hi, Emma. Well, as per usual, Cammy Lee has been woken up by the sound of someone farting last night. So nothing really changing there.
Do you miss that, Chloe?
I do. I know it's so disgusting to say, but it's so weird seeing the house from this side.
So that's what you're seeing now is
Yes.
what we watch.
I know. You lucky thing seeing us 24 hours of the day, eh?
Wow. Do you know what? Don't start about 24 hours a day because then everyone will just keep shouting, live feed! And then it all gets messy. So what have you spotted? Anything?
Yeah, well, the juicy gossip on tonight's show is that Callum and Alicia have been talking about nominations. Well, obviously the housemates all think it's live evictions Tuesday.
Yep.
So there might be a few rows because they're not going to be able to use the straighteners or the electricity in the house.
Oh, so it's been turned off.
Frizzy Hagrid hair for evictions, isn't
I bet
it?
you're glad you're not there, aren't you?
So glad. Well, I came out in a Victorian, outfit. Didn't go down too well, did it?
I thought you rocked it amazingly
I tried.
You did.
Maybe
and you
failed.
ripped that wig off with conviction.
Yeah, that wig was coming off as soon as those doors opened, Em.
Chloe, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. So in just a minute, we're going to be delving into the housemates' latest behaviour with Judy James. But first, it's time for another house exclusive. Could Keith be considering a little nip tuck?
When my first daughter, I had a C-section. Right. And then afterwards, I had a tummy tuck, and just to get rid of the scar, lower it and everything. But then I had another daughter, and I haven't had a tummy tuck since.
How much is it?
So I wasted the tummy, 10
They're
grand.
expensive. Really?
More than anything.
£10,000 for tucking the tummy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, they take your skin off, they reconstruct your belly button, they have to do... Yeah, they take this and they pull it down, they reattach you, and they cut off that skin, then they make a new belly button. And...
So what if I because I can't get rid of this. What about liposuction? Is that expensive?
No, that's cheap.
Liposuction's not so bad. Yeah, about
Does it work?
3-4 grand. When I had my tummy tuck, I wanted to have my ribs removed.
Oh!
But they said you need your ribs, so they shaved them.
Oh my
to bring your waist in.
But you're tiny anyway.
I wanted to be like really tiny. But apparently you need ribs.
Yeah, they protect your organs.
I know.
Yes, you do need your ribs. You do need your ribs. Don't get rid of them. OK, it's time to talk to a lady who speaks my kind of language. Body language. Please welcome the ever-fabulous Judy James. OK, so we have been talking about the task and we've been talking about how there seems to be a little bit of lightness in the house. I can't believe I'm saying it to you, but they seem like they kind of had fun and they're getting on.
Really?
No, are they not?
No. This was masked conflict going on in there, actually. There was barely a moment where I couldn't see some underlying conflict brewing in there. I mean, it was fun.
I had
and it
so
was
much
good.
hope and you've just ripped it out of me,
I do
Judy.
that every week.
So we've seen Katie Hopkins tonight was the red pigeon.
Red pigeon.
Red Robin,
Yeah.
red pigeon. How do you think she did?
I think for Katie it was a really important exercise because I think for me she's her main motivational value is power. And she got it with that exercise. So with Perez, he's mainly attention seeking, but with her, she wants power. So we got a kind of Katie Hopkins utopian ideal in there. This was her showing us what life would be like if she were in charge all the time. And she was seen on her best behaviour. She was fun, she was funny, she wasn't bitchy anymore. She was lovable, dimpled smiles and things like that. And also she kept the other housemates in check, so she kind of kept Perez in check. So she was really showing everybody that it would be a lovely, safe, friendly house with her in charge all the time.
But it seemed to work because they all towed the line, or at least they seemed to. So does that mean that that's what should happen? They should all, Katie should be in charge? Because it seems to be harmonious when she does.
You could tell the tension, couldn't you, to a certain extent? I mean, for instance, she immediately went and picked off the two main rivals because we've got this huge sort of like family thing going on in there with parental values and child behaviours. So she picked off the naughtiest child and put him on the naughty step. And he played along. He was complimentary with that. He did sit there and toe the line. How long would that have gone on for? But then she picked the mother of the rival team, the bossy mother, mother and turned her into this very compliant cleaning mother, the cleaning and cooking mother. So in a way she was saying, look, these two also have to take those roles for this to be a harmonious house.
Yeah. Did you expect those two to rebel? Because they totally played along and did it.
Yeah, and I think in a way they did the right thing in doing that because they made themselves look quite good by joining in the game. And I think it sort of took some of the wind out of Katie Sells to a certain extent because I think she was expecting a big fight in her hands so she could say, look, I'm the reasonable person and showing these two up. But it was quite interesting and I think Perez did look sort of cute for a couple of seconds on the naughty step.
They were forced to work as a team during the recycling part of the task. Oh, I was gagging
That was
just watching
wild.
it. And they worked as a team really well.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
I feel like I'm permanently disappointing you because you've got such high hopes for them.
I know I do.
If you're trying to make a team, you can always get a good team when there's an emergency. So if anything happens or if they feel that they're saving something that they need really badly, you can get the most dysfunctional group and you can turn them into a team. So they were told that they would only get their food rations if they behaved as... So really that's what did it. It was great to see and it was great to see that a lot of them were quite brave as well, and I think that maybe could have put them up slightly higher in the other housemates' view. But great watching, but they're going to be dysfunctional. That will not be a team ethic that will carry on.
Now, we saw the honesty stick, which we managed to get hold of in the studio tonight, which was a lot of fun. But I imagine for you, that was just like heaven in television, because did you obviously got to see lots of things that we may not have seen because of body language.
Yeah.
You've picked out one clip in particular that you want us to look at.
That's right, yeah.
OK, here we go.
Bum, bum, bum.
So my piece of advice would be to go to Perez. And my advice is, no matter how you choose to behave, because that is your choice, I don't think you should run away from things you do. I don't think you should run straight up those stairs, which happens very often. I think it's important to live by the sword, die by the sword. So if you say something that perhaps other people perceive as wrong, stand there and take the reaction to it in the same way that you delivered it.
Thank you. And my response is, I would rather live without weapons.
They're kind of a great comedy double act, aren't they? Without even knowing it. What stood out for you in that clip?
I think, obviously, we were looking at Katie when she got the truth stick, and it was interesting to see what Perez was going to do. Perez became very humble. He diminished himself. He sat there. He's very much, good boy on best behaviour, nodding and smiling. But it was his three mates behind him that I was really watching. And Nadia, she got her chin raised. She was really rebooting herself at that point. Don't you pick on my boy. And then they were told not to speak unless they got the stick, but she started muttering to the other two. So it was the seething that was going on in the background that was more important than the acting that we were seeing from Katie and Perez. And then, of course, when Katie sat down again, you get her sitting there with Michelle looking like that evil fairy. And again, Michelle's little mouth was working away when Perez said his comment. So it was more the people around than the people that were being spoken to that was important.
Katie was quite calm with him, though, wasn't she? I mean, or was she not? Are you saying things
No,
that
she
I'm
was.
not seeing?
She was, yeah.
She could have gone a lot more to town on him, I'd imagine.
But there again, I think this is something we've learnt in Big Brother. If you're too attacking, then you start to lose points. And I think she's going from strength to strength at the moment. And I think that would have been rather a danger, because then we'd have started feeling sorry for Perez, especially with him going into humble mode. So I think she played very carefully and quite manipulative.
And do you think humble mode is part of his plan? Now?
The thing with Perez, he's like different facets and they just keep rotating and turning. So everybody keeps saying, what's the real him? There's lots of little hims at any moment. So what we see at that moment is him, but then 2 seconds later it'll be something else. So 2 seconds later we'll see this attention-seeking child coming back again.
Well, Cav and Callum aren't buying the kind of quieter Perez that we've had the last day or two. What did you make to the conversation at the end of tonight's show between Perez and Cav?
This is fascinating because Callum, for instance, had got quite flirty on the other side of the room, but then you get Cav sitting in that quite enclosed space with Perez, and he decides to have quite a sensible conversation with him. Now, it was interesting that he was holding the truth stick and how he was holding it, because I can only say it was in a really phallic position.
Oh, here we can see it.
Yeah, I mean, phallic doesn't even begin to describe it, really. So either he was trying to emphasise his kind of alpha credentials, which he hasn't got, but on the other hand, there was almost something quite sexual going on. So that could be why he's rather extra angry all of a sudden with Perez. It might be more sexual than anything else.
And Cav was very to the point with him, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, he
absolutely.
was, you know.
But it was an easy hit. I mean, he's learnt that everybody dislikes Perez, so he wasn't taking any risks with that.
Judy, thank you so much. That's all we got time for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night at 9, and Rylan will be back at 11 o'clock with his guests Nick Ferrari, Chloe Jasmine, and Louisa Disman. Thanks for watching, and have a brilliant night. Good night.